in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano, keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we?
Hey, hey, hey.
Love it, love it, love it,
How are
love it.
you?
Hey, I'm doing well, doing well. Um, Setting up to live life on vacation, practicing because practice makes perfect. So that's why I'm not in my normal space with my normal background, but we move forward.
We do, we do. That is the glory, my friend, of being able to work anywhere, anytime, right? That is
Yeah.
yeah, it's what I feel like that's what we want to strive for at the end of the day, designing your day, your life, where you are. And you look fabulous, my friend.
Well, thank you. I clean up well, right? We clean up well.
Yeah, you
We're
look
getting
fab.
ready for my retreat, our 2025 retreat. Maybe I'll wear this outfit. They'll have to come to see.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So you have an
You know
actual,
what I would say? It takes beauty to see beauty.
oh, you're so sweet. That's because that's your personality to always give back with a wonderful affirmation of some sort. Shh,
Well, thank you.
Quitty.
So here we are again. Can you believe it's episode 8?
I cannot.
Oh, goodness. How are you feeling in this moment right now? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling excited. This is the favorite part of my week. No doubt about it. I look forward to our 3 o'clock in power hour, getting to just some fun conversation. And I am super excited to be here with you. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like, we are making a habit of finishing what we start. And I feel like in this is a good place because by Friday, by the end of the week, we've proven to ourselves that we stood on being entrepreneurs. We stood on showing up for ourselves in our accountability group. And that's a blessing in itself. I had a pretty interesting week. So here it is. It's Friday. Very grateful, feeling very blessed, and leaving everything that was a challenge behind and moving forward. So, with that being said, we are still entrepreneurs. We are still giving ourselves the grace that we need and the push. And I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you because I see that you've been going live on your Do What I Want Mom page. You want to
Thank
just
you.
tell everybody, give them that page so that they can go and follow for business tips and advice.
Awesome. I will. And thank you for acknowledging me on that. It's been, something that we hope to talk through and encourage, inspire everybody here to not let the one little thing stand in your way of what your success could look like or what it could be. So, yes. So, you can follow me directly on TikTok. I am Do What I Want Mom. And yes, I go live every day at 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and 11 a.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday. And let me tell you why I got to go 11 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. That's because I got to make sure the people are up in my house, right? You got to allow people to get up and get going. So, but thank you for
Right.
recognizing and acknowledging that for me today, Shannon. Thank
Very
you.
welcome. You're very welcome. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, right? So this is the Ebbs and Ivory Show. I am Shay, and
I am Dee. We are so glad to be here with you guys.
yes, together we make up Ebbs and Ivory, and we bring to you thought-provoking, fun conversations. Our goal is to like change the way people think so that they can change their lives, so that one person at a time we can change this world. So today's topic is we're going to be talking about mindset shift, and I feel like we're right in the beginning, moving some parts in the middle of our genesis to our mindset shift to change the way we think to change the way we live. So, with that being said, that's why I wanted to give you a kudos for going live every day because that certainly is a mindset shift. And I, for one, know that you were challenged with going live. So, oh, I'm traveling, so you have
That's
to
okay. That's
GPS.
okay.
But I wanted to say, how does that make you feel that at one point going live was the challenge for you, and now you have made the mind shift decision to go live more often, which is turning into a daily thing. How did you get there, and how does that make you feel?
Mm. Again, I love how you throw me in like these role play moments where I'm unprepared and I have no clue what question.
You love a good role play.
I know, I know. Right. So that's a great question. What I decided was that during conversation that I am having out there to inspire and encourage, I wanted to inspire and encourage myself and wanted to make sure that I am a finisher, right? So I refer back to what drives me daily. That is me being coachable. So outside of being coachable, we have to get into a mindset shift, and that just has to happen. So you can see in my name change, mindset is all about how you shape how you think. And sometimes you have generational things that come into play, right? The mindset matters, and this is directly from just, I always like to like put a foundation. It shapes how you think, feel, and behave, and can impact your success, health, and resilience. And so truly, Shannon, the one thing that I felt was really hard for me was um making sure that I end up being a finisher each and every day and just stop worrying about what other people think, right? Just got
Right.
to do it. I'm in charge of me. Nobody else is in charge of me. And I've been given the tools, the resources, the blueprint, the golden brick road. And who am I to be like, no, that's not a thing, right? So I am
Right.
definitely in a mindset overhaul.
I love that. And what a good place to be. And goes back to that accountability, coachability. What a good place to be, to recognize that doing all the things, levels us up to the shift, because we can have the mindset overhaul all we want. But if we stay doing the same things that we always done, then we shouldn't expect things to happen different for us. So that's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah. And look at you. You're doing the same thing. I've noticed coming into this week, right? We had I don't know, let's just call it like a heart to heart coming into October 15th. That was a really, I think, a monumental day for a majority of us inside our Rise Up Level Up group. And I remember you coming in that Monday morning and you're like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Like
Yeah.
this is hands down for me. I've got a lot going on. We've got, you had 100 people coming in and staying at the house with you and your hubby
Right.
and all at the same time. And you were nervous, but we locked arms, made commitments to
That's
be
right.
to be finishers. So how are you feeling as you kind of reflect on this week? And the businesses you're making, the decisions you're making for your business.
I feel really good. I think it's good to be nervous. I feel like sometimes if we're not nervous, then it doesn't show. Like if we're just like, oh, okay, I got this. Some things you're gonna feel like that. But I thought in that moment when I woke up so the truth of the matter is that on October 15th, we have some really significant days. So August 21st will always be one of them. And I feel like October 15th will be one, because although we've been in our accountability group since May, daily, right? This was like rubber hits the road. We've done the trainings, we've done the coaching, we've done the being coachable. We've learned that what the value in all of these are. It's like, okay, you've been doing this since May, down the hill, the protective gear off. Like, and I think that's where the little bit of scariness comes in, that because it's like I'm comfortable doing the things that just are like routine habit and make me feel like I'm doing something every day. But now it's like you're watching people become millionaires.
Technical difficulties, guys. Bear with us as we go
Wealth
through.
winners, and yes. So thank you. So we're watching people become wealth winners right in front of us. time, take what you learned, take these resources and put them to work. No more safety net. So that's where that fear came in. And I think that's a healthy fear. But you just have to do it. And that comes with the mindset shift of, are you ready? Are you really ready? And that's where like I said, the training wheels come off to show that we're really ready.
Yeah,
Comes
great.
with the mindset shift. You have to get there in your mind for what your mind thinks first is where your body's going to follow. So when your mind starts getting there, the activities will follow to be in accordance with that, I think.
Yeah, good. That's really, really good. One of the things that I would mention to everybody, all of our Ebs and Ivory Ives or Eb and Ives. We haven't come up with the right name for you guys yet, but that is something you can help us with, right? If you guys are following us and subscribing and leaving us comments and looking forward to each and one of our episodes as we continue, give us some suggestions. We can do a vote live and maybe it's wealth winners. Maybe that is what we stick to for our Ebs and Ive group. But what I wanted to say on mindset, Shannon, is when we get to, I'm going to refer to it as the Jubilee, right? So
Yeah.
this is something to encourage and inspire not to wait always to get to the Jubilee, or to get in your late 40s or your 50s where you have to start doing things because you have to, but really exploring the things that you owe to yourself, right? So that you can actually, you know, um, whatever success looks like to you. Right now, one of the favorite things for me is literally, I mean, I don't even know how hard I can say this. Literally, just like you right now, designing your day around you and your
Right.
family and the things that you love doing. And I just think that that's bigger than, and if you've never had it, people don't know how easily you can miss so much in your life. But relative to mindset is that I grew up learning the same thing, doing exactly the same thing, right? Because that's just, what do we say? That's multi-generational. There's three
Right.
generations alive in my family right now. And what my mom taught me was what her mom taught her, and what I'm teaching my daughters. And that's where I'm like in this overhaul, because the other thing I'm noticing when I'm having these conversations about this mindset, my spiritual journey, my faith, all of this is if I am talking to someone who has no idea, then it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing it out to a wall. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean by that?
I do. I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
And one thing that you just said was like being in the Jubilee and, not waiting, right? So lately I've been feeling like, don't wait until, the big check comes. Live like the big check already got there.
Mhm.
I would say like praise them in the hallway until the windows and the doors fly open, because it is very easy to get stuck in doing what we've seen done because we've never seen anyone do it that way. That's why it's important for me. Like I'm on today and my background isn't what it normally typically is for our show. And I could feel guilty about that, right? I could be like, oh, and really lower my head and think like, oh, my screen doesn't look. But my screen right now is me out of the state that I live in, away from home, just left from visiting with my brother, who I don't get to see enough. He's like my twin brother. We're 10 years apart, and just go on my way right now to visit a very dear friend who we used to have a radio show together. So we're going to get together at alumni weekend. That's wealth. That's wealth. And then tomorrow, go and celebrate my sister, one of my closest people in my life, who's been, just a very supportive sister to me. And, when we start talking about mindset shift and we start thinking about what does that look like, then we have to start doing the things that typically wouldn't be what we would do because of guilt or because we didn't know it was that important or whatever, to get ourselves out of thinking, let's just do what's comfortable. Let's just do what's always been done. You know what? Go out and be on the road while you have to do what you do. Do something different and celebrate it, because the more you do it, the more it'll be a thing you do. So if that encourages someone, do the thing that's different. If that encouraged you, I want you to please drop it in the comments. And if you've had something that you've been putting off and you've done it, drop it in the comments for us and we can shout you out. And also like and share and subscribe because we have a goal and we want to meet our goals and you will help us get there. So Dee, I hope that something, that it's valuable, but it's like do the things that you want to do so that they become the things that you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let me resonate. Smash the subscribe button. Smash it,
Woo!
guys. Get it. Yeah, Shannon, because literally, I don't know why I'm saying literally so much today, but I feel like that is like,
Every time you say literally, I'm gonna take a shot. Oh,
yeah,
I'm not. I'm not
it's
first
okay.
ball.
It's okay. That's a fun game. I'm saying it because, um, it literally,
I love it.
actually, right?
No, I
Uh,
like literally. Stick to it.
I know. Mindset can either set you up for success or set you up for failure. And that was something I had to learn along the way. And it was little things, okay? Little things that I would take away while I'm also trying to be coachable from our mentor in the community that we're currently in right now was adding
Right.
one winning mindset thing to your day, right? And you and I both said, make our beds. That's something that
Right.
we may have done sometimes, but not consistently, not all the time.
Right.
But that was something that we could easily add to getting our day started. And we understood the significance of finishing one task, no matter how the day would turn out, right?
Right.
So that's my skinny right now is that mindset for me, I either latch on and learn and decide to make that shift.
Right.
Otherwise, the outcome of my life is going to either stay the same. It's definitely not going to get better, right? I mean, I'm going to have good
Right.
health, I'm going to pray, and I'm going to do all those things. But if I literally
Right.
went working for, you know, I just have a big agenda, right? And I'm at the age where I have so much to do in my life. And I want to be an extravagant giver. I want to build legacy for my family, my children, and plan because I didn't do that right. So I just think that mindset is, do you think mindset is a skill, Shannon?
I definitely think it's something that you have to learn, and I heard somebody say this before, and I think it's so true. With mindset, either you can or you can't, and either way you're right. Either
Okay,
you will or you won't, and either
right.
way you're right. Like if you get to a point where you just see it always been done, like it's always been done, like you hear me say, that's just the way they are. Well, if it's always just been that way, it does take some learning. And it does, to me, take a skill to learn something and want to do something different. And sometimes it does come with a fear, and it comes with discouragement. And it may come with people who are around you that they can't see past the bigger picture. So they block you. Oh, that's a crazy idea. Oh, that some of that, could um, discourage people who want to shift into a new mindset. So I would say, in my opinion, I would say, yes, it does take skill. It certainly takes discipline and it takes tough skin and to switch your mindset. But once you start getting it, it starts getting easier. Like before, I would think about, dreaming big. Maybe I won't feel silly, but now, especially when you find somebody you connect with, like you, like me and you, like we connect. So it's like if I say something, it doesn't sound weird, doesn't sound crazy because you get it, right? So I think it is a skill, but with that skill, you have to get around the right people. You have to trust yourself. You have to do the things when it sounds crazy. You have to be writing stuff down, journaling, and just believing. Because if you believe you can, you can't. Either way, you're
Right. Right on, sister.
you are my sister.
Yeah, one of the things that came to my mind when you were kind of going through that, thinking if it's a skill, I'm kind of on the fence. I think it's definitely learning. I think it's a new way to learn, a way to approach. I think you approach things differently when you start going through mindset shifts or challenges, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and just the little things like, okay, you mentioned journaling. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I've never journaled a day in my life,
Nice. Mm-hmm.
right? And so now that interest is different because as I'm journaling, it's like now I'm referring to what drives me daily because I journaled that and it's sitting open at the edge of my bed. And I'm watching that and I'm reading that, right? That's now a part of my habit. So that was my follow-up question. Um, do you agree or disagree that as you are, trying new things and doing a mindset shift or, learning something new, that you actually have to practice that in your life?
Yeah, I'm big on practice makes perfect, right? And people, I never really thought about that the way that I do until a mindset shift. Like when you're doing something, I feel like you have to, like I just said, you have to do more of what you want to do so that it starts to become more of the things you do. And I think that that comes with practice. Like you want to go away, you want to take more vacations. Well, practice. Like go to the town over, go to the city over, go to, it doesn't always have to be some big extravagant vacation. You could drive somewhere and go camping. Like do something that gets you out there and then do more of it because the practice makes perfect. And now you're booking flights and now you're laying on a beach somewhere in December sipping your drink out of a coconut or whatever. Or you're in Alaska or whatever it is you want to do, or on a cruise boat because you started with um, you started by practicing, you started small. It doesn't always be you have to jump out and do the biggest thing, the biggest way, and the grandeur of it all. Like start small, do the thing. Practice makes perfect. So the more you do something, to me, that's called practice. And what is it that? So with the mind shift that you have, you're in your mindset shifting overhaul. What is the one thing you learned or you're learning about yourself that maybe you wish you knew sooner, but I don't want to say you wish you
It's
knew sooner.
okay.
It's kind of like divine perfect timing, but that you're glad you know now about
Yeah, yeah,
yourself.
yeah. No, I think wishing I would have known sooner is the perfect way to
Mm,
put it. I really do,
mhm,
because what I've learned is that even though in my own skin, in my own head, I would give I've worked my face off. Was a mom. I was a single mom. I've got four grown kids now, and I struggled this and I struggled. Like I would just like lay out like all the heartache and the hardship. But what I was really saying to myself was like, Dee, like, dad, girl, you're pretty strong. Like you can get through a
mm,
lot of things. Okay.
mhm,
However, um, being coachable, running an online business, not giving up on my dream now in this journey like I've done in the past because of doors or financial reasons, or I didn't get the right support, all of those things, was understanding like if you're not a finisher,
mhm,
not a finisher, then tomorrow's going to be the same as it was the day before.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
And so if I had actually started this journey 10 years ago, my life would be way, way different, right? Because I would have learned so many skills. I'm in a business that um, life is without limits, all of the things. So I wish I would have known sooner that you have to put the effort into yourself to
right.
be able to shape yourself, if that makes any sense, what I just said.
It does. And but one thing, wait. Oh, sorry.
Hmm.
One thing one thing that you one thing that I'm gonna play like angel's advocate right now.
Good, good.
It's gonna be like you started 10 years ago. And I'm talking to you because I'm talking to myself. I started 10 years ago. I started maybe even for me, I started both of us. We probably started 15 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But what was the thing that we didn't do that we're doing different now is that quitting is not an option and we have some non-negotiables and those are that we will continue to do the things that are different, like doing this podcast, right? Coming together every Friday, 3 o'clock, or posting it every Friday at 3 o'clock to go live every day. Like those are the things that we weren't doing 10 years ago. So as you grow and evolve, and every time you come back to that finish, you ran around the bases back to home, and now it's like, dang, I'm back at home again. Oh, all right, I'm running around again. I'm back at home again. Dang, but no, this time I'm not getting off of second base until I'm leveling up to third base.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So that's the difference. I think anybody out there who's started, you stopped, you started, you stopped, you found yourself back, to back to home base and you haven't, you never made the home run or whatever, like give yourself grace, get back on your bike and keep pedaling because somebody out there needs to hear this. Somebody out there needs to hear your story. And 10 years later, 15 years later, here we are again, but this time we're helping people. This
Right.
time we're going up, not for the 30% of a multi-level marketing, but this time our business comes with setting up a time to help people. And that's what Ebbs and Ivory is all about. Helping people learn, think, shift into their newness because we want to see everybody walking in their wealth and
That's
winning in it.
right.
Mhm.
Yes. Amen. Woo, I love
Amen.
that. Yes. Good job. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was really, really well said. Thank you for that. And so, so true. And again, I feel like we could talk like hours and hours on mindset, but I wanted to ask you, like right now in this journey, right? You mentioned you're very, very much true. If you guys go back to episode 1 where we lay it down for you, all the things that Shannon and I were doing, what we were working hard on, all the doors, all the places and things that inventory
Packing
and
up.
all this stuff. Go back to episode 1 and check that out. But to your point, right now in this journey, okay,
Mhm.
let's talk this journey that you've been on, call it, since May or a little bit before. Although I don't want to discount, like you've been doing this a long time. You have your faith over fear. You're reuniting with a really good friend on your radio show. So you've been doing this thing. But what's the hardest thing about what you're doing in this journey relative to mindset that you've had to shift?
Being honest,
Be honest.
running back to running back to the safety net of a 9 to 5.
Okay.
Um, running back and because now I have a 9 to 5 and it's Friday at 3 and I can't do this now because I gotta work overtime. Like I can't make time to do this for myself. I think that is that's the thing that's different now because any other time I'd already been back at the normal, at what felt at the safety net and what felt normal. I'd already been back doing what looks normal, and
Building somebody else's dreams. That's what you would have went back to.
that's right. And work and showing up 8 o'clock and then complaining. And then you got the one guy who gets on your nerves every day. And now you want to do this. You want to do, and this is all you can think about, right? So I'm gonna cut out the middleman of this situation and say, instead of going back there and just thinking about this, it's going to be the day that I would decide to stop and do the normal thing, that the next day was the day that I really helped somebody or video went viral or we got a offer to take our show on the road or something like that. Like, so that's what I'm thinking about, and I think that's the difference of this time is just that piece of don't do get out of safety, don't do what's safe, do what looks crazy, do the extreme thing that looks and sounds insane, do that thing because it can and it will show up for you. The Bible says what is meant for bad will show up for good, so it's just like don't give up, don't do the thing that feels safe. Do the thing that feels the most insane because that's where your most insane, ridiculous blessings are going to come from you owing that to yourself, believing in yourself, helping people. You can't fail. You can't fail and you won't fail. So that's kind of, I hope I answered that question. I kind of went around, but
I
that's,
know
yeah.
you did, and I could pull just the one or two things out of the mindset shift change. I want to show you that August 21st, you are walking along the path that I have chosen for you. So that's the skinny. That's how we got started doing this. And I agree. Um, and I feel like I know that your family supports you in all that you've got going on, right? And if they don't, and I see that you're driving with Ralph, so I hope he don't get upset here. But I suspect that he's completely supportive of everything that you do. And it is easy to want to just say do what you did because or to say what you said about getting back to the norm,
Right,
right?
right.
Pretty soon this will be the norm. Now, this
Like,
for me, I I'm just like always in my head, like, oh my God, I'm feeling bad for everybody around me because they are like, you know how I get on this. They are hustling and bustling. They are tired. They got to go to bed at 9:05 because they got to get to
right,
bed. I hear both of the girls in the house like, well, what time do you need to be in the shower? Because I got to leave here at 5:45 a.m. I'm kind of like going, that hustle and bustle makes me crazy.
but does it remind you of you when you were in the hustle and bustle?
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah,
it was the normal. So I'm
right.
here to create the new norm for me and my fam. And that's a mindset shift as well, right? Now,
Yes.
the minute that I create a TikTok shop video, or the minute that one of my videos go viral, or our Ebbs and Ivory podcast goes viral, and there's a dollar behind it, my family is going to react a little bit different, right?
Right,
Because that's the norm. Right.
right,
I'm
right.
crazy. Um, I feel like I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this on this, and I don't know if Tim will listen to this. But I like see him walk in and he sees me here and I'm doing my thing and I'm like comfy. I got my cute top on
Yeah,
top, but I got my sweaties on underneath and my fuzzy socks. And I'm just like, I am laughing and having fun
yeah,
and I'm not stressed out. And
right,
I'm like, I don't even know what day of the week it is. I'm not stressing over about the bills because I just am trusting and I've thrown everything up. That's where I am right now. I'm
right.
I'm just filled with joy. Joy.
JOY instead of JOB, but you see what I'm saying? You do more of that and then you're doing more of that. And the money part of it is the smallest part of it. And people
I
think
mean, we need money. Let's not, it's act like we don't need money, right? We're not saying
right.
that.
No, no, no.
But
And I don't even want to put it out there to say that money is minute, but money is the smallest part of it in the scheme of things. When
mhm.
you start to recognize, I just did with my brother before we left his house. I said, I put a paper in front of him. I said, you got 1 minute, write down your wealth, write down what makes you wealthy, write down what you see in your life that bring is wealth in your eyes, write it down. And he wrote down 7 things right away. He had 1 minute. And I said, you see, money's not on that list. That's what I mean. Money in a different way
Yes,
because that's in the book we're reading. That's in the
that is
28 shift by Beth,
Becca. Becca Lewis.
Becca
Yeah.
Becca Becca Lewis. So in that book, you write down the things right now. You got 2 minutes. Write it down. Boom. You write it down. You never wrote money. That's what I mean. It's the smallest part of it because that's the residual from doing the things that you're good at. It's going to come.
That's
But
right.
once you start thinking about the joy that doing the other things bring, sitting in your fuzzy socks, sitting, I could be sitting in my office all day. Ralph said, "What do you do? Like, what else do you do all day? Which room are you in all day?" I never leave from it. I get up, I make my bed now. Most days I'll make my bed and I will, not every day yet, but I do make it way
Mhm.
more often. And then I will do a laundry or do the things early and not let those be a part of my work day. And then I'll get on and we'll have our we'll have our one-on-one meeting. And then from that time, I never get off the computer. I never get off. I'm doing tutorials, summits. I'm looking for stuff now to make me better, to make me smarter, to make me wiser. And I see you doing that too. This week you did a class we both did. You invited me to go to Jenna workshop. And I mean, who's doing stuff like that? And would you have the time to do that if you would you have the time for that joy if you were at somebody's GLB?
No. No, because by the time you get home, you're exhausted, and then you got to be mom, and then you got to hit the grocery store, and then you got to make dinner, and then you got to clean up. I mean, no, the answer is no, because you don't
Right.
know that you're missing that. Yeah. So, right. So mindset, mind shift, everything shapes kind of who you are, how you live, what you want. Um, and it's what you settle for, is it not?
Yeah, yeah, it is. What are you going to settle for? And you said something, I just wanted to pick back up on this. That is the definition of insanity, to do something, to do the same things over and over again and expect a different result. It is actually the definition of insanity. And and when you think about settling for the same things, but thinking that it's going to bring you a different result,
Bam, bam, boom, mic
that's
drop, everybody. Boom.
boom. Even Ralph had to laugh at that one. Drop it.
Mic drop. Boom, boom, and boom, boom. Absolutely. Well
Right.
said. So yeah, so I don't know. I just think this is a really good conversation piece. I think this is a topic, again, we seem to pull in conversations that I don't know, unless you're in the mindset industry, nobody around you or in your normal life or day to day talks about it, right? One of the things I'm learning from you in one of the exercises we did from the game of life and how to play it
Mhm.
was the subconscious and the conscious and the superconscious. Like those three things could
Mhm.
literally set you up for, if my subconscious is telling me like I'm scared to death to walk a dark street, you know what I mean? Like it's a bad
Right.
example, but you hear what I'm saying.
But I know what you mean. Yeah,
We could talk ourselves right into living in a trunk.
that's right. That's
Right?
right.
Living right
Yeah.
in the trunk. Yeah. So those are the things that I'm enjoying, what I'm learning, how to rethink, like what your words do,
Mhm.
how you could never, should never, right? Never miss a hunch,
That's right. That's
right?
right.
All those things I would have never literally
Literally.
literally thought about until it was introduced to me to try to, to understand that new concept. And so, practicing it, learning it, talking about it, us having a show about it, I think it's important. It's important. So we definitely hope that we've given you guys some ideas or some thought-provoking conversation to be had amongst yourself or a significant other here today, right, Shannon?
Yes. Drop it in the chat if you felt inspired by this conversation or if you have any questions, just drop it down and we definitely do check and we respond and we'll shout you out and we'll even bring you on. And we just want people to feel safe, have a safe space. And if in your circle, in your family, in your friends group, in whatever, you don't have a voice, maybe every time you speak up, you're the one that everybody over talks or they don't trust your judgment or they make fun of you when you have a big bright idea. If that's you, you know, this is a safe space. We want to invite you in to use your voice and we want to hear what you have to say. So drop it in the notes. And if you are someone who has some tips or gems on an open mindset, activated mindset, that too, we're always learning.
Absolutely, absolutely. I was obviously doing a little bit of research coming in and over the challenges of, the mindset and I'm in this mindset hall. And I think the best way to describe me let's just call it this year, right? I feel like I'm open-minded. I try everything. I'm not, I will keep trying until I find I mean, I'm in a lot of joy right now in my life, but I'm just saying I've got a lot to go. Was that my mindset probably would have been fixed. Like I was in a fixed mindset.
Right.
Nobody in my family ever did a podcast. Nobody in my family ever tried to have an online business. Nobody in my life or in my family did parties like I did. Nobody in my life tried to create their own chain line. Nobody, right? I was like the black sheep of the family. When I made my first pair of swings and had my son try them on and sold a pair for $40 to our guy at work, they were crazy. So
Mhm.
I was in this sort of fixed mindset, not willing to accept it. So I'm super excited to be in this overhaul.
Woo! You know what I just heard you say? Nobody in our circles have had that multi-million dollar, self-made, multi-million dollar dream come true as well.
No, absolutely not.
So because of everything else you said, nobody, we are going to be the first to do it, to be the example, to show it, to walk in it and walk in our wealth. And
That's
for
right.
that, I am super grateful. I'm grateful, and like you were just saying too, like we don't even know where the topics come from. It's not us. It is on our path. We won't understand it, and we just like this topic was something I think from today or yesterday, and it's
Yeah,
just like, okay, what are we going to talk about? It's very easy for us to get a topic, and like you said, I definitely echo you. It's always something that people aren't talking about. So,
right.
um, I mean, we're just being obedient.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I am so happy that you found time and that this was a perfect timing because you're in the car. You could be,
Yeah.
in a different space. So I'm glad that you traveled and drove with me today
Yes.
for our episode 8, 1 hour to empower, inspire, and encourage. Any final thoughts, any final feedback to send with our listeners? Any action item, perhaps, on your end?
I just say write it down, journal it, journal where you want to be, journal what you're thinking in this moment, and just keep writing it down. Again, the word says write it down and make it plain. And though it may be delayed, it will not be denied. Whatever it is that you want to do, want to be, where you want to go, it can happen. Write it down, believe that you can do it, see it, smell it, feel it, touch it, enjoy it before it comes. Praise him in the hallway until the windows fly open. That's all I have.
Oh my, that is good. Good enough. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get this show closed up for the afternoon. This is Friday. We picked Friday so that we could get together, inspire, encourage, 1 hour to empower, get you guys out into a fabulous weekend, spend time with your friends, family, or whatever it is you love, love, love to do. And that is it.
That's it. Be safe.
Be kind.
Have a beautiful weekend.
You as well.
See you soon.